All right, what's up, everybody? So it's 11:56 p.m. on the 14th. This is about 4 minutes away from my birthday. I'm still sick. The whole time, like I said, so when I walked in, I didn't give y'all the whole story or the full. When I walked into the office, as I stated, the girl took me 20 minutes out of the way, then complained the whole time that she really didn't want to go into work, and I guess she was scared that she was gonna get fired. She'd rather just drive Uber for the rest of the night. The people are fun to talk to, blah blah blah. She has another job that's starting on Monday, so she says. And so I'm telling her I'm gonna go ahead and go on in because I wanted to talk to him about the spiffs, and things like that. Talk to see if what I can find out about the spiffs so that I can make sure I get to work the following week. So I stop and go to the bathroom. As I come out of the bathroom, she's talking to the manager. And what I hear and what I walk in on is, oh, I had to go pick her up. And I was thinking to myself, no, she's not going to use me as an excuse. But yes, indeed, she did. And I didn't say anything. He said, well, she is not a reliable source of transportation. And I was like, no, that's not the case at all. As I advised you before, I got robbed, the week before or whatever. And, I was trying very hard to earn spiffs and everything like that. And I told her the same thing. So, what ends up happening, and what she says is that, oh, she offered, and I said, I didn't ask her to give me a ride. She offered. And then she was like, oh, because she was saying she needed, but, didn't have money for the bus and whatever. I hadn't told her that previously. She offered that before that. And so that's what I came in on. And then when I said, okay, this has got to stop, and I turned to her and I said, look, I asked you if you had, I called you this morning and asked you if you had a problem, and you said no. Not only that, she asked me for the address. I texted her the address where I was going to be, which she had been before. And then when I addressed her, because I wanted to make sure that, she was throwing me under the bus. Like I was the reason that she was late. I was not. She offered without solicitation, without knowing about the bus thing. And then afterwards, when she had me out all night long to pick up her kids, I intimated that to her when she was saying she needed food and whatever like that. So, so then he tells her, go ahead and go in there. And then he tells me that he to come over and talk to him. And then he was like, oh, you don't have reliable transportation. When you got hired, you said you had reliable transportation. And I was just like, no, as you know, I got robbed. And the bus, I only need $6 to be able to get the bus for B. And then he says, well, then I'm going to have to let you go until your situation gets settled. I'm just thinking that's a $6 difference. I get paid on Monday. What's the problem? So I think is that he acted inappropriately and unprofessionally. And it's unfortunate that I'm spending my birthday doing this. I do not want to do this. So I didn't know until like I realized I was like, okay, I didn't have access to my phone, blah, blah, blah. And I realized that I was like, hopefully, I'm going to get some kind of text or whatever from her checking to see if I made it back okay. Nothing, nothing. It's 8 o'clock. No text during break to see if I made it back okay. So probably she's talking about me during break. And then, and then on top of that, I was like, okay, after I get back, it's 11 something, still nothing to see if I made it back okay. But what killed me is that I have people that I don't know that I just met, texting me to make sure that I got home okay. So, I decided to send her a text and let her know that, hey, by the way, I made it home safely. I put in the note I was terminated because, I was told that I did not have reliable transportation. And that, once the transportation situation cleared up, that I was welcome to come back. And I was like, by the way, I made it home safely. And, take care and good luck. And she texts me back saying, oh, by the way, he says that the reason you got fired had nothing to do with being late. It was on recording that that's what he said. But that The reason I got fired because I was asking him for money. I never asked him for anything. I asked for a spiff because I was the first one to set an appointment before I even started, and I was the first one to set an appointment that day, as far as I knew. And he took it as it was personal. And when I set the appointment, he said $10 on my desk, and I put it in my chest, in my bra. So I don't appreciate that, And so I'm thinking the only reason he said that, maybe he felt a certain type of way, like he was unprofessional or something, and he needed to call that out. But no, and she knew already because I told her I was trying to earn spiffs, since before I came. She knew the first day. And that was my thing. I was just like, I need to earn the extra $6 so that I could get the bus for the week. And I don't know. So maybe he felt that he did something inappropriate, and maybe that's why he did that. But had she not told me, I would not have known that what was being said by him. And he's like, I always have an excuse. I didn't have any excuse. There was no excuse. It was no excuse. And then she was like, the bus is not a reliable source of transportation. Yes, it was. When I filled out the application and it asked what the transportation sources were, it gave a spot for bus, and I checked off bus, and it was discussed verbally during the interview. So obviously he got some issues that he needs to have addressed. And right now it's like midnight, 3 minutes after midnight. Happy birthday to me. I'm sick as a dog, broke as a dog. Got terminated from a job that I needed, not on my own accord, because I would have made it to work anyhow. And yeah, and now I have to address this because now my reputation is going to be messed up because of whatever he chose to say and whatever she chose to co-sign, because she needs a job too. So I'm just like, so I have to deal with that. Plus, I have an interview first thing in the morning. Plus, I have to print out a resume. Plus, I'm out of ink. So, oh my gosh. Just having that type of life right now. But anyways, God bless. And at least last year, the only way I remember what I did during my birthdays is during my blogs. And at least last year, I had enough vim to sing happy birthday to myself and at least give myself a cake. Happy birthday to me.